Good morning, dear students, and welcome back to my online class of chemistry. I hope that you all are fit and fine. So, in the last video, we discussed that matter, that means all the three states of matter, have mass. And today, we will discuss that all the matters, that is solid, liquid, and gases, all the matter occupy space. So, let's start that solid occupies space. So, from the figure you can see that there are three measuring cylinder are there, and the first measuring cylinder, it is filled with water to the particular mark, that is X. Okay, and after that in the second measuring cylinder, a piece of solid stone is immersed inside the measuring cylinder. For that, what happened? That the water level will rise up. And after removal of the stone, okay, the water level in the measuring cylinder falls down back in the third measuring cylinder. Again, which mark? That is that mark X. So you can find out that when water was first in the measuring cylinder, the water level is up to X. Then after in the second measuring cylinder, the water level will rise off. Okay, and after that again it come back to that the mark X. So what do we find? That means the stone occupies the space of the water and thus push the water level up. So the water level will increase. So what you find? That much of space will be occupied by the stone. So what you conclusion? That conclusion is that solid occupies space. And next one is air occupies space. So let's see that experiment. Air or the gases occupy space. Okay. See here, a glass beaker is half filled with water, or shown in that video. You can see that one. And after that, an empty glass tumbler which contain air is inverted and lower inside the glass beaker. You can find out that on title that tumbler, the air inside the tumbler is displaced and bubbles of air are seen coming out. You can find out, see, the bubbles of air will comes out. So what you find here? The air is pushed out by the water on titling the tumbler inside the beaker of water. So what? That means in that space what? Air is there. So we prove that air occupies space. So now we discuss the general properties in case of three states of matter. That means the comparison between the solid, liquid and gases. What are the general characteristics in between the solid, liquid and gases? As we know that all the matters, okay, that means solid and liquid, gases, all the matter has mass. So that solid has mass, solid has a definite mass, liquid has a definite mass, and gases has also definite mass. And space, see, solid has a definite, that means it occupies space. Solid occupies space according to that definition. You know that matter means it has mass and occupies space. So liquid has also space and gases has also space. Next one is volume. Volume, that means solid has a definite volume, liquid has also definite volume, but gases has no definite volume, because there are they cannot the space between the particles is far away. Okay, and shape, that is the solid have a definite shape, liquid has no definite shape. It contain the shape of the container. Okay, that means it take the shape of the container, and gases also has no shape and it also take the shape of the container. Next one is compressibility. Compressibility, say solid has no compressibility. For example, wood. You know that wood, metal, okay, stone. Can you compress it? No. Why? Because the particles are very close. Okay, they tightly packed. So you cannot be compress it. So solid has no compressibility. And liquid, liquid has slight compressibility because of the particles are little space in between them. In between the particles there is a less space is there. So you can be, that means in liquid there is slight compressibility is there. And in gases, you know that in gases the particles are very far from each other. So you easily it can be compressibility. That means in gases have high compressibility. The next one, fluidity. Fluidity means that means it can be flow. Okay, can solid can flow? Can you flow the stone or wood? No. So in solid no fluidity, and liquid fluidity have fluidity, and gases have also gases can also highly flow. Then next one is rigidity. What do you mean rigidity? Rigidity means hard in nature. Okay, they are very hard because the particles are what, very tightly packed or closely packed. So the force of attraction in between the particles is more. So they are very hard. But liquid was less hard because the particles are less space in between them. Okay, and after that gases are very smooth. The next one is density. Density, solid has high density, liquid has less density, and gases have least density. And after that, intermolecular space in between the particles. As we know that in case of solids the particles are closely packed, so the space between the particle are negligibility, and in liquid a little far from each other, and in gases they are very far from each other. And last one is intermolecular force of attraction. That means as the particles are very close to each other in case of solid, so they have large force of attraction in between the particles. So in case of solid the force of attraction is strong, okay, or that means it more, and in case of liquid the particles are little far from each other, so the force of attraction is less, and in gases it is least because the particles are very far from each other. Okay, so that the particle in gases the force of attraction is least. Next one is arrangement of atoms. Already I told you, that is they are very closely packed in case of solid, and in liquid they are not closely packed. That means they were little far from each other, and in gases they are far from apart. And movement of atoms. In case of solids, you know that the particles are tightly packed, so there is no space. So what happened? They only move in their mean position. That means they only vibrate. Okay, and in liquid the particles are what, little far from each other, so they can be moved, and in gases they are moved randomly in any direction. Even they will be collide with each other, and they will be collide the wall of the container. That means the movement is more. So these are the general properties or the characteristics of in between the solid, liquid, and gases. So now we have discussed that intermolecular attraction of particles of matter. That means in case of solid, liquid, and gases. As we know that, what do you mean by intermolecular force of attraction? That means the force between the particles. Okay, that means the force between the particles, or the particles are attracted with a force in between them, that is known as intermolecular force. So these are that we have to find out now, that intermolecular force of attraction in case of solid, liquid, and gases. As we know that in case of solid the particles are very close to each other. Okay, so they have the force of attraction is strongest, okay, in case of solid, but in case of liquid the force of attraction is less as comparison to solid, because in liquid the particles are little far from each other, and in gases what happens, the particles are very far from each other, so that the force of attraction in case of gases is least. So these are that comparison between that the intermolecular force of attraction between the solid, liquid, and gas. So now we have proved that the particles are closely packed in solids and less in liquids by this experiment. So first we take a measuring cylinder and add 100 milliliter of water to it. And after that add crystals of sugar, that means solid, to the water and stir it carefully to obtain that sugar solution. After stir, what you get? The sugar solution. You will, the volume of the water, you can find out after addition the sugar, the volume of water will be remaining same. Why? Because of the particles of liquids are less closely packed. That means there is a space between them. Okay. So what happened? The solid particles are takes the space and so that the water level will be not increase. So what you find? From this experiment we proved that the sugar particles fill that intermolecular space of that water which must be existing between the water molecule, and hence the level of water in that measuring cylinder does not rise. So this experiment shows that the particles are closely packed in solid and less in liquids. So now we have to show that the particles are closely packed in solid and least in gases. See this diagram? That means, see, you can find out in the first crystals, beaker, a crystals of iodine is heated in a closed flask and the crystal containing X number of particles turns into vapor, which also contain X number of particles and fills the complete flask. That means first you take the iodine, okay, in that flask, round bottom flask, and after that you have to burn it. What you find out, see, when in solids, okay, it will be take less space. That means because the particles are closely packed. But when you will be burn it, you can find out that after a few minutes the iodine vapors are filled with that flask. So what you find? That means particles of solid, that means crystals of iodine, are more closely packed. Okay, but in particles of gas, see, they will be spread and fill of that the whole flask. That means they are least closely packed and fill the flask completely. So what you find here? We observe that the particles are closely packed in solid and least in gases.